Welcome to the greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy Cast.
All right, everyone, thanks so much for listening to the episode of Full Buddy Cast. Full Buddy Cast brought to you by Cole Street Brewery, 1627 Enumclaw, Washington. 1627 Cole Street, Enumclaw, Washington. I do that all the time. Say hi to Sean. Get 15% off your beer if you wear a hoodie, the Full Buddy Cast hoodie, or... by the way, do you have a hoodie?
Yeah.
Okay, I got you a hoodie last time. Okay. Well, that's our guest. Almost there. Sorry. And you got to take yourself in there on Facebook. Check yourself in as well on there and get the 15% off. Second thing, go to Bordeaux Wine Bar. Say hi to everyone there, and then mention the Full Buddy Cast as well. Show them that you tagged yourself in. Get $2 off your drink. And then Mazatlan, go say in Enumclaw, go say hi to Andy Cardenas, the man, the myth, the legend, and get your money there. Oh, get your food there. Maybe he'll give you some money. I don't think he will though. Also, last Wednesday of every month, trivia last Wednesday of every month at Cole Street Brewery. Starts at 6:30 to check in, 7 o'clock to go for it, and then. We'll be doing that. I'll release this tomorrow. So, meaning the 27th. So, be there the 28th, June 28th. We'll have some fun. So, we got our guest here. This guy is a friend of the podcast. I see this guy often because of my gambling addiction. And he is a Patreon for Full Buddy Cast. If you're a Patreon for Full Buddy Cast, and you've been with us a while, hit me up. I'll bring you on. I like talking to friends of the show, friends they're buddies of the show, pals, but buddies, full buddy, right? And I got a full buddy here, Homer Robertson. How are you doing, Homer?
Good. It's good to be here.
Welcome back. Let's get that microphone to where you're comfortable with it.
Yeah.
You can pull it to you so you don't have to hunch over if you don't want to and all that. But Homer, we've had you on in the past, had a great time with you. We've talked about your own podcast that you have. You've given me a sticker as well. I've got it over there somewhere. I know it. I put it on there somewhere. You'll see it. There it is. What's
Tackle Box Talk.
Tackle Box Talk.
Yes.
And you can find that on YouTube.
Right.
You can find that on anything else?
SoundCloud.
Okay.
That's about it.
Has anyone hit you up? I feel like Tackle Box Talk is the type of thing where people will be like, hey, I want that name for my show, so I want to buy it from you. Has anyone tried to buy it from you? Not yet. All right. Well, this is your month where you usually take off a few weeks. Is that right?
It's in July, but close enough.
But you're kicking it off now,
right?
with us, Full Buddy Cast. Super excited.
Finally have Mondays off again.
Oh, really? It's a Mondays thing, huh?
Yeah. So I used to have Saturday, Sundays off. And now I finally have Sunday, Mondays back because of football season.
So do you switch that every year, or do you switch it?
It all depends on the football schedule. And I mainly got it this year because Christmas is on a Monday, and I want to be off on Christmas.
Oh, so it's Christmas and football.
Yeah.
I like that. We're going down to Vegas, believe it or not, in October, and I was checking the football schedule, and that Monday night, the Niners play.
The Vikings.
The Vikings, yep. And so... that should be a good game. We'll be there in Vegas, and I'll probably go to the beer park or someplace else to go watch the game on Monday night. So I thought of you when I saw that. So I thought, man, Niners got a Monday Night Football game.
That'd be cool.
Do you do fantasy football, Homer?
No.
Do you do it? You can't. Can you do any sports betting?
No, not at the casino I work at.
Not at the casino. You work out. Who was I talking to?
I have to go to Emerald Queen.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Or Snoqualmie.
I got a buddy that works at the Snoqualmie one as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet a few of your friends because did you used to work at Snoqualmie? No.
So when Snoqualmie opened, a bunch of the people from Muckleshoot, they jumped ship.
They went over there.
Yeah.
They got their signing bonus, and
some are still there and some aren't.
some aren't.
Right.
So, but you got connections there because
Right.
of friends and stuff like that. Have you ever made any sports bets before?
Just in Vegas.
Just in Vegas. It is usually on the Niners or what?
No, it's future bets. So
The Braves winning the World Series.
I wish I would have made that bet the year they won, but I didn't.
Yeah. Big Braves fan. How come you were a Braves fan? Where did that come from?
Chipper Jones.
Really? From back in the 90s? Like
Yeah.
late 90s, early 2000s?
He was humble. He wasn't cocky.
That's it? That's the only
Yeah.
reason? And he had
And
a cool name?
I like their logo.
So you like how did you get into the Niners? Montana and all those guys? Jerry
yeah,
Rice?
my grandma bought me a poster when I was young for Christmas. And so it just clicked. And I also have family in the Bay Area too. So like if I go down to games, I got a car to drive and free room to stay in and all that.
So then when it comes to the NBA, are you anything for the NBA?
Pacers, because of Reggie Miller back in the day.
So you just kind of open up a pack of baseball, basketball, and football cards, and whatever was the first card on the top, you were like, that's my team.
No, I like the Pacers because of Reggie Miller, because he wasn't scared of Jordan.
Yeah.
He was like the only guy that wasn't scared of him. So
He stood up.
right.
Peyton stood up to him, though.
Yeah, that's true. I like the Sonics too, but hopefully
Isaiah
they come
Thomas
back.
stood up to him.
Yeah, I've never been a Pistons fan.
Yeah, they were the bad boys.
Right.
Do we have a surprising NHL team, or are you cracking?
Red Wings from the 90s, because the first game I watched, the Red Wings goalie beat up the Colorado goalie. So
The goalies fought?
Yeah, and so I was like, that's my team, the Red Wings. So I like the Kraken now that Seattle has a team.
I kind of want to keep going down this.
I'm on there.
This like wild ride of who your favorite teams are. Let's go soccer.
Don't really watch soccer.
No soccer. Okay.
No.
Badminton. Pickleball. Shuffleboard. I mean, what else? What else is out there?
Sports.
What is it?
Those were PE sports.
PE sports. Those were fun. What was your favorite game that we played in PE?
Probably floor hockey.
Floor hockey was so much. I loved being the goalie for
Yeah.
floor hockey. It was so much fun.
It was.
I would also say in elementary school, I liked the little like wood that had like wheels on it, and you could kind of get rolled around on it, and like I think we'd throw like Nerf balls and all that stuff on it too.
I forgot what they called that.
That was always fun. PE was a kick, man.
Yeah.
That was like the sweet, like 45 minutes we're gonna be able to play, and it's like an extra recess, but then you had to trade that off with choir.
I never had choir. I took band in
no,
high.
but you probably had to do in elementary school. They'd have like chorus or they'd call it something to where.
Oh, it's just called music.
Oh, okay, music.
Yeah.
Where then we just kind of play the flute or not the flute with the
recording.
The recorder. Yeah. Is that where you got your musical talent?
No.
Where do you feel like you got your musical talent from?
Just hanging out with people that do music.
Who inspires you? What artist out there inspires you?
Probably Nas, because he's a good storyteller in his lyrics.
Yeah.
And Eminem, of course.
I need you to talk into that mic for having a podcast and knowing stuff. I've said it in the past. Don't worry about that so much. Worry about the actual microphone itself. Get your mouth into that thing. I've said this on the last time we had you on. When you listen to Tackle Box talk, it's so enjoyable because you feel like you're out there
on the boat.
Yeah, everyone's checking their phone right now.
Yeah, I'm about to mute it.
That wasn't me. That was you. You're cooler than me. But anyone, you can hear the birds chirping. You can hear the water slapping against the boat a little bit. Do you still go out on the boat? Yeah. And then you have the fishing voice. Now, my dad kind of had we'd take us out as kids where we would just be like, kind of that, okay, so we're just going to, you kind of have that as your voice no matter what.
Oh, okay.
Would you attribute that to being such a good fisherman where you just kind of have an even-keeled voice?
Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes. It depends. Like, there's some episodes when I get like a snag in the line, you hear me get frustrated and cuss. and I leave that in there because then it's more authentic.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I think some people think, if I start a podcast, what would I talk about? If I start a podcast, I need to get all this equipment. I need to get all this stuff. But you, see, and you can see me. I am kind of geared up in here a little bit. But you, what do you record on?
Just my phone.
Just your phone.
Yep.
And how come you have so much memory on your phone?
Because it's a 1 terabyte phone.
Okay. But do you have to delete that?
Sometimes.
And what do you use? Like when you record, is it an app that you use?
So when if I do video recording, I just do the straight camera, and then QCut Pro is how I edit to link up all the videos to make it into a giant video. That's an app on the phone.
Is it a free app?
Yeah.
See, I'm paying money for like Adobe and crap like that,
Right.
which has some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, I pay money for some of my apps too, for like
Okay.
the visual effects. So they're about $50 a year, which ain't too bad.
So how does a guy like you, an outdoors guy, also have a tech side of him as well? Where did that come from?
I don't know. I used to hate being on the phone and doing technical stuff, and then once I started the music, my buddy showed me one of his apps, and then I just went from there and picked it up on my own.
Who was that buddy?
Jet. His
Jet?
name's Jet Sada. He's actually has a band too. It's called Jet Saw.
Nice.
I've been in a couple of his music videos.
Really?
Like I had to jump off the dock at Elkai.
Did that take much coercing for you to do that?
Not really, because
They're
it
like,
was
hey, Homer, go jump off that. You're like, okay.
It was May, so it was kind of warm. So it was like refreshing.
Was the
when I
water
jumped in.
cold though?
I was in a suit.
Oh, you were? Oh, okay.
Yes. It was like I was running from the cops, so I jumped in the water.
Oh, so it's like a video productions type of video.
Then later, I come flying out of the water, like at the other end of the lake or the sound.
Really?
Yeah, and at Gaswork Parks. And then it looks like the cops are trying to chase me still from there.
Oh wow! I
Yeah,
gotta
it
check
was
this
fun.
out. What's it? So Jet Ska?
Jet Saw.
Jet Saw. Ooh, I think Jet Ska. Is it a ska band though?
No, it's like rock and roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of rock to it.
Right.
Nice. And this was made when? 2000 what?
18, I believe.
Oh, so not too long ago.
Right. That's kind of what helped me push to do music too. I saw him doing it, so that kind of gave me the idea to try it.
What gave you the push to do podcasting?
Me
Like
and
Joe
my buddy.
Rogan,
No,
or-
just me and my buddy Troy were fishing one day, and I hit record and just decided to go with it.
That's cool. Yeah. See, I think that's authentic. It's funny how you can get kind of inspired in some cases. I was on a podcast and I'm like, dude, I could do this. This is fun. Were you on one prior, or were you just like, dude, we're kind of funny. We should
Right.
and interesting. We should record our stuff and put it out there for people.
Pretty much, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, do you have anybody that's like will listen often? I mean, you take half a country when you post stuff.
No, I think so. I got like some people at work here and there will be like, "Oh, hey, I like your fishing video you posted today."
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do have a strong online presence. You've been able to capitalize on knowing you take people. You do a good job of doing the promotion of the podcast and stuff like that.
Right.
But then you also take people on your vacations. I
Mm-hmm.
was just looking at that Vegas outfit that you wore, and it was a memory when you
Right.
went down to Vegas.
About a year ago.
Tell everyone if they haven't seen it, that outfit. What were you wearing?
So it's maybe 80s or 90s. My girlfriend found it at a garage sale at Ocean Shores for like $10. And so I found that fanny pack that matched it for $10 on Amazon. And I was like, I'm going to Vegas. I might as well have fun.
Yeah, you had a nice.
Going
It
on
was
the
like
plane.
neon colors galore. You looked like Max Headroom a little bit. You had like the sunglasses and the hat. Did you wear it all of that outfit on the plane.
Yes, I did.
No way.
It was great. I wish I would have recorded like people's reactions on the plane.
I was laughing because in my brain I'm like, I bet what an interesting guy that would just have the balls to go up on the plane. Now you got on the plane. Was your gal dressed up too, or was it just you?
She was casual.
She was casual, so it just looks like you walked out of an '80s music video,
right?
Like a Mountain Dew commercial. And then,
I know, like when we first sat down on the plane, she was kind of annoyed because some of the girls like kind of were hitting on me because of the outfit. But
you said hitting on you?
Yeah, like they thought it was cool.
They're like, "Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
What's up? You got some?" Yeah, I'll tell you, that's a weird thing. Girls like confidence like that. Even if they may not find you attractive, they find the confidence attractive.
Right.
So she didn't like that so much.
Right.
You get too much attention now. How was it going through security?
It wasn't that bad.
You had to like take off all your like gizmos and everything.
Just the hat.
But you had sunglasses
and the
too.
Sunglasses, yeah.
Yeah. And then so you land in Vegas.
Right.
Did you hit the strip? When did you change out of that outfit? Did you live in that thing all week?
No. I think I wore it the first night.
And
then I changed it up and wore Braves gear most of the rest of the trip.
Okay,
so it was baseball season when we were there.
You went back to normal.
Right.
But you wanted to get on that 80s train. Let's get like it was late 80s, early 90s.
Right.
Just this almost the same time you fell in love with Chipper Jones or Reggie Miller, probably.
Right. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, man. That was you guys see. Joey's always like telling me, "Oh, dude, if you go to Vegas, you could just change your own look up. You could be whoever you want." And I'm like, I always tease that in my brain.
So I did that probably 10 years ago. We went to the Wax Museum in Vegas, and I bought the Elvis glasses. And so I put the glasses on, and then I put the black bandana on that matched my suit, kind of like rocker style.
Yeah.
So like when we were walking around the strip, people thought I was like a young Elvis going to do a show. It was pretty funny.
You have a wild mind, Homer. That's why I like it. You're always fun, man. He also gives me notes constantly on the podcast episodes. Now, when do you listen to those? On the drive home?
After work.
After work? What like I see. That's what I'm always interested in. What it looks like. And now, are you like cooking yourself a meal? Because you're a pretty good cook. Or
right.
you like got it playing while you're
frying
really some trout,
chilling outside. Just
having a drink or something,
right.
And just kind of like playing it out loud.
Right.
Now, how close are you to your neighbors?
They're right next door, but they never complain.
So, like, who's that annoying guy constantly talking?
No.
So
the one neighbor next to me, it's like a health place.
Okay.
So sometimes they get like mental patients in there. So I hear them screaming like late at night.
Really?
Yeah.
This is okay. So wait, where do you live?
In Auburn.
Oh, okay.
So they bought like the house looks small.
Mm-hmm.
So when they first bought it, the guy that bought it, he took me on a tour. So the upstairs is only one bedroom with the kitchen and the living room. But then the whole downstairs is like 6 bedrooms and 3 shops. Like it's massive. Because it's all built underground.
Wow. Oh, all underground.
Yeah. So they don't even need AC or nothing in the house.
It's just so chill. It's just cool. Constantly cool. Now, I kind of again. So you're sitting there, you're having a drink, maybe smoking a little something. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Then the neighbor across the street, he's a Vietnam vet, so he can't hear anything.
Oh, so no problem there.
Yeah. And then the other neighbor, maybe 2 years ago, I was getting my recycling can from the road. And I look over and I'm like, that bald guy looks familiar. So I yelled his name, and it was a coworker that joined the Air Force.
Yeah.
And that's his mother-in-law's house.
Oh,
so I'm pretty safe on being noisy and without people complaining.
That's good. That's good. Now, Auburn has been getting kind of a little bit year by year, a little more sketchy.
Yeah.
It
depends on certain parts, I guess.
How's your part?
It's a lot because they redid the middle school right there.
Yeah.
So it's not as bad.
So you're right there.
Right.
So
before they rebuilt the middle school, I actually had someone steal a reindeer out of my front yard.
An actual reindeer?
For like Christmas
decoration
reindeer.
I thought you literally had a reindeer chilling here.
So... yeah, it was like.
But is that the most? I mean, I know that work you've probably seen some things, but like, out and around Auburn have you run into anything? Or are you the type of guy that kind of hopes it happens? Or do you just kind of get tired of it?
I don't know. A little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Can we talk about where you work?
Yeah.
Okay. And this, we may have had these conversations before, so if you go, no, I talked about this already, I don't care. I'm still curious. Facial recognition.
Do we do it?
I know you have to. You probably have to, because before, I'm like, you guys are now, well, not now, but it's been like a year or so where they implemented, we're going to scan every ID. Where before you could kind of like eyeball someone, be like, okay, that guy's over 21 for sure. They can come in. But I'm sure they had some facial recognition stuff then.
I'm pretty sure the facial recognition thing was when COVID was going on, where everybody had to wear masks. Because the temperature thing would get your temperature, then we make you take your mask down and it'd take your picture.
Now, do you think that... now, do you know, being in security, right? We can say where you work and all that with that? Okay. I always feel weird talking to you. Not because it's you, but because it's like, are they watching us? And I'm like, hey, slide me some green chips that you pocketed. You know, like stuff. Even though I'm not doing that at all. We're just BSing about whatever. Mm-hmm. And then you've blown my cover a couple times too, where I've gone in without Jamie knowing. And then I've gone in like a little bit after that, like a few hours later with her. Oh. And then you're like, oh, hey, you're back. Are you still here? And she gives me a look and I'm like, over.
My bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But anyway, is it okay to talk to you?
Yeah.
Can we, that you're not supposed to touch a dealer?
Right.
Can we touch a security guard officer?
It depends what it's for. Like, you can
like I can't.
Me, give me a high five.
Can I give you a good game?
I don't know. People have done it. Like certain female customers.
Oh yeah, sure.
Like the older
females.
ladies. Yeah. The older ones.
Oh, the older ones. Yeah. One time I pretended. I don't know if I probably told you this story.
The slot cruising one.
Well, no, not that one. I was at a table. And some people were dropping your name. Oh. And because they were, he's coming over here, da 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 da. And I'm like, who? And they're like, him. And I go, that's my brother. Okay. Did I tell you this?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then they're like, no, you're not. We know him. Right. I'm like, dang it.
It's funny because there's actually a couple that comes in.
Yeah.
And they call me their son. Oh. So there's a security guard that actually thinks that's my mom and dad, but it's not. It's pretty
funny. So how quick, let's say that you're banned. Let's say that you banned yourself or the casinos banned you. Before, you probably could have got through the doors maybe. Maybe, right. But now they're scanning IDs.
Right.
Now,
we catch you right away.
Now, is there anything that well, let's say someone has an expired license or a DUI. Someone has a DUI that's revoked. Can they still enter the casino, or is that like?
I haven't seen a suspended license stamp in a long time.
So, but
I don't even remember what it looks like.
So, but can you let them in if they have a suspended license or not?
As long as their ID comes up valid.
Okay, so as long as it's a valid ID, even though it's suspended. Because here's the thing: sometimes people will cancel out their IDs. They get so old that they're not gonna. They're not gonna drive, so they surrender their license.
Right. Then they just get if they don't have a license, they just have an ID card. It will say Washington ID.
Oh, okay.
Instead of driver's license,
and then you scan that one instead, and they're obviously old enough to be able to come in. So that's when they come in.
Right.
Gotcha. Do you have? When I remember, because you deal with the public constantly, and I worked at a grocery store where I dealt with the same public constantly. Mm-hmm. And do you ever have those? You ever made not a mistake, but so for me, because when I was working for that grocery store, I remember having some confrontations with customers that were a little agitated with another coworker, or a little agitated with. Maybe a price or something like that, but they just their name, it just sticks in your head, and then you see them for the next 10 years, and you see them, and you're like, I remember that time when that person was agitated. They're fine now.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever had anyone where you've had to tell them, hey, you got to calm down now, or you're gonna leave, and then they did calm down? And then you see him like a couple of years later, like, oh, that's that guy I told to calm down, or else he's at it.
Not really. The only time that really happened was, you remember him?
No, but I like how you're dropping names.
Well, I went to high school with him, and I remember he was talking to security and like being loud.
Oh.
And then like I wasn't even part of the whole situation, and
Yeah.
I just happened to walk by, and he recognized me, and so he kind of like
Hey.
calmed down a lot after he seen someone he recognized.
Oh.
Because I think he felt embarrassed
Oh.
for being a jerk,
yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely take that name out just in case. This is what just say we're not fishing on a boat
No, he
right now.
should be fine because
Okay.
his grandma comes in all the time too.
Oh, I know. but
And
still.
she upstate me how he's doing
Oh,
and
good.
stuff.
Good.
So
Good. Now,
because he used to ride my school bus too, back in the day.
have you noticed anyone that pretends? See, this happens when they get older. People get older in life.
Right.
They look you dead in the face. You know you rode the bus with them, or you had a class with them, or whatever, and they just avoid you. Like they just pretend they don't know you.
Not really.
I get that. I get that
Oh,
all the
do
time.
you?
Oh yeah. People-
It's probably because you still live out in Enumclaw.
It
Maybe.
could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be. Where they kind of like, oh shoot, it's that guy, and then they keep walking. I don't want to talk to that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. We have that with coworkers. I know that.
You ever had it where you've done that?
Yeah.
Where you see someone, you're like, I don't really want to just.
So, like, we just pretend we'd get a call on the radio just so
Oh.
we could avoid people.
That's smart.
Yeah.
See, here's the other thing that you probably have to deal with me, because gambling is like an addiction. It's
Right.
like a crack addict, and they're there, and they're right at that moment where they're like taking their drug in a so you know the endorphins are going
Right.
and all that stuff. Okay, so they're hit. So, and I've sat down and I'm in a bonus. And I've had you walk up to me and start talking to me, and the last thing I want to do is have a conversation with anyone.
I get it.
My own mother. So I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, Homer. I'll see you later. Like it's
My
not-
mom does that to me in the casino too, so don't worry about it.
It's like I'm finally hit a bonus, and then somebody I know comes up and talks to me, and I'm like,
My mom does that.
that's so funny. Do you do it on purpose then? When you kind of
No,
just kind of bug her a
it
little
just-
bit, just
it
a
would
little
just
bit. You ever go
Be the timing, I guess. Yeah.
She's like, listen, I'll talk to you. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
No, she'll drop the F bomb. She'll be like, "You ain't bringing me no luck. Get the F out of here."
That's great. I love that she's
Yeah,
on the
good
page
times.
too. I love that she's on the Enumclaw discussion board too. Hangs out there a little bit.
It's pretty entertaining.
She'll throw something out there every once in a while. That's pretty funny.
Right.
She seems pretty straight laced online though. I'm having a tough time believing that she'll throw the F word at you to get the F out of there. But have you? Let's see. What else? Is there anything that you can't talk about? Like you probably shouldn't talk about?
No.
No one's ever said, "Hey, you do this tackle box talk. You can't talk about work on it, or you can't talk
No
about
one's ever said anything.
no HR." That just means they
No.
want to get rid of you.
Right.
That means they're like, please, you get all these downloads because of HR is just constantly listening to every word you say. There's building a case.
No.
That's what I'm afraid of for me. So
Oh.
I was actually told, good job, don't mention where you work by
Right.
HR. My HR
Oh.
did say that. They're like, you know what? Good job. Don't
Right.
mention where you work at. Well, what's next for Tackle Box Talk? Have you thought about, doing anything different, more, less?
Different lakes I haven't fished at before.
Kind of go on a lake tour, huh?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Like maybe going like Eastern Washington?
Yeah. Eastern Washington. There's some lakes up by North Bend I haven't been to yet. I got on the boat. Like I fished from shore at Rattlesnake Lake before,
Yeah.
but I want to actually take a boat on there.
Is there any
haven't done
fish
it.
that you're wanting to fish for that you haven't fished for yet?
Yeah, but like I got to go to Florida for that.
Like what? Shark-
Marlins
and
and
all
all the
that?
big crazy fish out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your biggest fish so far?
Probably the cabezon I caught last year. It's like almost like a lingcod, but a little bit uglier.
Now, did you keep it and fry it up? Or
Yep, I smoked some of it.
What's
too.
the best tasting fish?
Best tasting fish? Probably tuna.
Which I mean, other than a tuna sandwich, what would you?
No, I just eat it raw on sushi or in a poke bowl, like how the Hawaiians eat it.
Now, what about what's the worst tasting fish? That when you catch it, you're like, I want to put that one back.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Really? You haven't had like a muddy tasting fish? I do not like muddy tasting fish.
I don't think I've ever had one.
Eastern Washington for sure has some muddy tasting fish. For sure. I remember a few of them. They just don't taste. They don't have that fish taste. It's more of a just you're eating mud. Yeah.
I don't know. All the catfish I've caught, I tasted, and it tasted good.
You like
I think it depends
stuff.
how you cook it more than anything.
What do you like? How do you like to prepare it?
So if I'm camping, I just use beer instead of taking oil because it's a hassle.
Yeah.
I just pour beer on top of the fish and cut up onions and salt and pepper, or throw it in the pan and let it do its thing until it looks like it's ready to eat.
Have you ever thought about videoing that? Or
I do. I have a bunch of those on my cooking channel.
On YouTube? Do you ever post on Facebook?
Yeah, they're on my Facebook cooking page.
On camping ones or from home?
Both.
I've seen the home stuff. I haven't seen the camping stuff.
I do.
So I gotta.
Both are on there.
My algorithm isn't up as it should be.
I hate that algorithm thing.
Yeah, people should just always see Homer 100% of the time. Well, we're gonna get into some loaded questions. Okay. Get into some loaded questions. Rapid fire.
All right.
So loosen up a little bit. All right, pull out this card. If you could have one animal, you could own one animal, what would it be and why?
A monkey, and I train it to get me a beer out of the fridge.
That's it, huh?
Yep.
That's it. Just get you that beer and hang out with you.
Probably teach him how to fish, too.
Don't say who this is.
Okay.
Have you ever had a public figure or a celebrity or somebody come into your establishment and act a fool?
Yes.
And if they did, what did they do? Don't say the name. What did they do? And then what did you do?
I wasn't there for it.
Okay.
But I know he pissed off one of the top dogs in the casino. And he hasn't been back since because he's not on the Seahawks anymore.
Okay, all right.
I think you know who it is.
Okay, so he pissed him off, huh? I used to roll with him, I think.
Yep, it's one of your dice rollers.
One of my guys. Okay,
yeah.
All right. So he pissed him off. Can you say why or how? Or
I don't even know what
but
happened.
He just did.
I just heard from the grapevine.
Kind of chewed him out, yelled at him kind of thing? Okay, all right. Interesting. All right, who do you think lives the happiest life in the world? If you pick one person, you're like, that guy probably lives a happy life. You?
No. That's a tough question. I don't think anybody's happy.
I don't know.
Of the time.
I don't know. You look at some people, they're probably having fun, but are they happy? Like you look at all the people that actually do entertainment and stuff like that. That's a grind. They're always working. Like even you. You're working and then you're editing and you're recording. I mean, it seems like, these people are having such a fun time. So awesome to go fishing all the time. Yeah, that's fun.
Right.
But you're also have to do other stuff too.
Right.
Like I'll get messages like, oh, all you do is golf. All you do is golf and gamble and record. And do you even work? I'm like, yeah, I do. I constantly work. And then I do this other stuff that's fun, but it's like,
right.
We get older. My daughter just graduated. And when you're 18, 19, 20, I think you don't realize how much time is actually in a day.
Right.
And because you waste it doing so much stupid stuff. Like you're just constantly doing and I couldn't even imagine having a phone like a phone is today.
Yeah.
Back when I was 21 or 22.
We talked about that yesterday at my friend's house, saying like if we had social media when we were kids, we'd be jacked up.
Yeah, completely. Completely. And so but then you get older and you're like, well, some things are time wasters, and you kind of, and then you're like, whoa, once you cut those out, you like realize I got all this time now. It's crazy. So how many, this is a very like not emotional, but a very interesting type of like feelings type card here.
Okay.
How many really great days do you have in an average year? Out of 365, what would you say out of those 365 days are they just absolutely great?
That's a tough question. Maybe 200?
200. You split the difference. How many are really bad? Like really bad?
I don't know. Probably once a week at work.
Okay, so that's once a week, so it's 52 days a week, or 52 days a year that you have a really bad day.
Maybe, yeah.
Is it usually like the last day in a row?
No, it's usually like Monday or Tuesday.
The first day back?
Yeah.
Aside from a tent and sleeping bag, what camping item is essential for you? Is it a frying pan? Is it a fishing pole? Is it what is your...
It's a hammock.
Hammock? Oh,
yeah, I'm on the hammock fix.
Oh, really?
To go camping. I got a bunch of them.
Dad,
It's okay. It's okay. What's up? My daughter just walked in. What's up?
what does WTF mean?
It's we'll talk about it. It means what the freak, but the actual bad word.
Where'd you learn that, Jacqueline?
It was from the ad for, it was try not to say, no. It was try not to say wow challenge, and then there was a WT.
Yeah.
And then it was the girl, and then there was, and she was like, and she was looking at the two boys, and they were like, and the infinite boy said, subscribe to these two beautiful people, and it was a boy too, so it was kind of funny on that part. And then there was like question marks and yelling out marks, and then at the end of the what the.
Okay. All right. Well, we can talk about that later. Okay. I know that was super important, and I love you. And we're recording right now. Did you want to say anything else to the listeners at all? Okay. All right. See you in a bit. Go shut the door. Love you. She just came charging in with that question. Dog followed her, and did Kane. The whole parade of people. All right, Jacqueline, bye. Go shut the door. Love you. Bye.
Come on, let's go.
Bye. You're interrupting the dad. Bye. Yeah, she just...
no, I get it.
That's so funny.
That's funny,
isn't it funny how kids will have, like... I mean, what are your kids' ages?
12 and 16.
So they're at that age where...
Right.
But have they asked you any stumpers lately?
Not really.
No. What was the hardest conversation to have that you can remember? Like a hard question they gave you?
Probably just their schoolwork.
Yeah, dude.
It's way harder now.
It's
than
so
the stuff
hard.
we had back
I'm like,
then.
just Google it.
I tried to Google it, and I still couldn't figure it out. That was like 4 years ago, probably.
That is too funny. That is hilarious. Yeah, that's true. Schoolwork's tough. Have you noticed a difference in the types of personalities? Like you think you figure out one kid, the other one you can't figure out anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Then you figure that one out, then you can't figure the other one out. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Kids are constantly
Changing.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cool though.
Yeah. Keeps us on our
What do
toes.
you usually do for like traditions with them? Do you have any traditions like take them
go to the beach for the 4th of July and watch all the fireworks along the beach. Mo Clips, just north of Ocean Shores. It's not as crazy up that way yet because not all the people.
It hasn't
head
been
that way.
found quite yet by everybody.
I don't know. Hopefully they don't.
Yeah. So I loved going on the weekends or on the 4th of July because I loved finding as a teenager leftover fireworks that were in the
like
sand,
the next day,
bottle rockets and cherry bombs and stuff that weren't all the way. People just fell out of people's pockets and stuff.
Right.
Scavenger those.
So when I was a kid, we used to take a backpack on the beach, like on the 4th, and when it got dark, when we were bored of doing fireworks, we'd walk up and down and steal people's beers out of their coolers and put it in the backpack. We never got caught.
Wow.
It was fun.
How old?
Probably 14 to 15.
Yeah. What would you say that your first beer was that you
A
can
wine
remember?
cooler.
And I mean, not just
That
a
was
sip.
that was at my parents' house because my sisters used to throw parties and they'd lock me in because we weren't allowed to have video game systems growing up. So their boyfriend would have one, and they'd lock me in my parents' room with the video game.
Is that
system.
true? I feel
So
like
I wouldn't snitch on them.
I feel like your sisters were like straight laced, like,
No.
like goody kids.
They went to Wazoo.
I'm wearing my.
I know. Why are you wearing a Husky shirt?
Because it's the
It
only.
was free, wasn't it?
Now, did your parents go to any sort of like Wazoo? Or
My dad went to UW for I don't know how long. I don't think he graduated.
Oh, okay. But
But
the sisters went to
Right.
Wazoo. Cool. All right, let's get another question out here. Where you didn't mute that phone at all, like I told you
that's
to.
an app.
Oh.
I put it on airport. It's weird. It's still going.
When is not a good time to have an audience on that boat? Have you ever had it where you're like, why am I shouldn't record this part? Is it like, have you fallen into the river? Have you?
So I took my nephew fishing this like past week, and I launched the boat too hard off the back of the truck, so it floated out in the lake.
Oh.
And so like I stripped down all the way in my underwear, and then ended up there's a log that runs into the out into the water.
Yeah.
And the boat floated right up against that perfect. And so like the first house that she's like, the lady that owns that dock by the log, she'll be back in 20 minutes. And my nephew was like, just walk to the log and you can walk on the log and jump in your boat and bring it back. And so like I did that. So like my nephew had to see me in my underwear, but it's all good. We still got 3 fish later after it was all said and done.
I'm sure that nephew's not the only person that's seen their uncle in their underwear
True.
in this world.
Right.
That's but that is awkward and crazy. That's good. That's a good one. See,
Right.
It's these little questions that just know. We're gonna have a few more, and then we're gonna call it for this one. What makes you very cool? What do you think makes you very cool?
Probably just my name because no one really has it.
Now, do you like that a lot?
I love my name because they say it every day in baseball when a guy hits a
It's
home
a
run.
homer. Yeah,
Right.
that's good. Now, did you ever feel like, because you were named that before, I would say, The Simpsons
Right.
came out. Was there any did people at school like, oh, it's Homer Simpson?
Yeah, I heard that once that came out.
Did you hate it?
At the beginning.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
then it's like you got used to it.
I don't know. I kind of wish I would have got beat up over it.
When
So I could have sued them or tried to at
Oh, I
least
see.
just for money, royalties.
did you realize it was like a name of like a classic book?
When they made me watch the movie.
Back in high school?
No, it was middle school.
Middle school?
I actually have that tattoo.
And where did...
Cyclops. I got a Cyclops tattoo. It's killing Medusa because I'm scared of snakes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you
I
think of
actually
that?
have that as a tattoo.
Did you think of that yourself?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, I hate snakes. And
Then on the other side of that arm is my Kraken tattoo.
what now? Was that prior to?
No, that was I really wanted Kraken as the team name when I found out we were getting a hockey team because I knew it'd gel well with my Cyclops tattoo.
And so
it flowed perfect.
wait, so you got the Kraken tattoo prior?
No, as soon as the name came out
Oh, okay, all right.
and the colors.
Have you gone to any games?
Yeah, I went to like 5 last year. They were great.
That's pretty fun.
It's exciting.
Were you? I mean, I know you said that you're Red Wings, but were you really into hockey?
Yeah, I've always been into
always been
hockey
into it?
since I've been a kid.
Did you ever play it?
No.
But floor hockey and
Right.
PE. Were you the
And
goalie of the year?
I used to play street hockey down in California when I'd go visit my cousins.
Oh, that's fun.
So,
Good times.
yeah.
Well, let's do our shout outs. We're at the 45-minute mark.
Okay.
Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy? We feel like we just got started, and here we are already at the end. So go ahead and hit your shout-outs for you.
Okay. I don't know. Who am I supposed to shout out?
Oh, come on. Pretend that you've never heard this before. You can shout out your kids. You can shout out a coworker. You can shout out your neighbor who doesn't yell at you for playing Full Buddy Cast too loud. You got a million shout-outs. Jet Saw. That was a good one. So, Tackle Box Talk. Shout it out. Where do
you can find that on YouTube.
Okay.
Or you can look up Homer the Vet. It might link you to my music and my podcast because I have 2 different YouTube channels for each of those. So
nice. Well, I'm going to shout out the Patreons, and you guys can get a shout out too if you join it. But we got Kellen Hall, Holly Graff, Adam Kenny Art, Seth Loop, Cassie Spencer, Amanda Keating, Shekinah Sarver, Jared Skelly, Homer Robertson. Thank you for figuring out your card issues, and you went hard. You went the extra mile with that, and I appreciate that. Veronica Lara. By the way, when I say card issues, it wasn't getting declined. It was an expired card. And then
someone actually hacked my PayPal and jacked a bunch of money of mine. But I won the case, so I can't really complain.
You got it back?
Yeah.
Nice.
It was $900.
Really?
On one website. So who knows what they bought.
Yeah, okay. You got drunk one night and you went ham.
No, if I went ham, it would have been a bunch of fishing gear showing up at my
true.
house.
That's
And I would have
true.
been like, when did I buy this?
Veronica Lara, Ben Illman, shout out to Jamie Roberts. Saw him the other day when I was getting ice cream. My wife, Jamie Kenny, Jackson Siduk, Sasha Kara Lynn at Edison City Ale House, Thomas Savaggio. He posted a sweet picture of his car. Councilman, not Cancelman, where he just goes around canceling people. Anthony Wright, Sage Hills Golf and RV Resort. Go check that out in Warden, Washington. Real estate agent broker Cameron Stratton and Katri Hoban. Thank you very much for supporting Full Buddy Cast. Again, if you are on here long enough, I can't offer you that much gear anymore because I haven't made any gear, but I can bring you on here. And you know what? Let's see if we can rhyme that because you're Homer the Vet. And I'm going to rhyme with you on this one, okay? So I'm a freestyle. I'm almost out of gear. No, I'm pretty much out of gear, so I don't have anything to offer except for you to come here.
And make sure you don't swear, because then Kenny's got to do a lot of editing on his headgear.
Yeah, in his ear. And it might, to your eyes, bring a tear.
Yeah.
Word. Homer the Vet approved?
Homer the Vet approved.
All right. Well, thanks for being on here, Homer. Appreciate you. Enjoy your 4th of July. Enjoy your vacations, your vacation coming up here as well. Just having time off. And thanks for keeping the place that I like to go safe and secure.
You bet.
Have a great week, everyone.
Welcome to the greatest of the greatest. A podcast that you never knew you needed. With interviews from people you have never met, or maybe you have once or twice. Asking questions and knowing more than you want to know about them. You are listening to Full Buddy